Thank you guys for listening to me today. I am having to talk about an informative speech. So for my informative speech, I'm going to tell you guys about how to create a project plan and why you would do this. First of all, to determine if you would create a project plan, you have to determine if you have a project. So what is a project? A project is anything that is requiring multiple people being involved and timelines being set. Also, if there's any resources that you need to have at a certain time, those would be examples of projects as well. So if you have, say, for example, you're building a house, that is a large project. That is something you probably would want to monitor by creating a plan of some sort to make sure that all of your tasks are completed on time and everything is done that needs to be done to go into your house so it doesn't fall apart. So a little bit about my experience with project plans. I basically use them for everything I do at work. Any project we have that gets sent to our department, we have to have a project plan in place to monitor deadlines, resources, and if we're not meeting deadlines, we also use a project plan to help us determine that as well and then mitigate any risk from there. So, a project plan would be a formal document used to guide and control the execution of a project, and it is the key to a successful project. It's also a useful way to track all the steps included in your implementation. So, the first thing to do is to establish the purpose of your project plan. So to do that, you need to determine the who and the what. So who is impacted and what is being changed or what is impacted as well. You would also want to track the execution of any timeline. So at the time that you're starting, say, building your house, you know how long it takes and you know about when you're going to want to close on your house. So say, for example, 90 days from the day you start building your house. You're usually able to estimate how long all of your tasks take, so you'll want to put those, get those in order at the time that you develop your project plan. So going into developing your project plan, you would need to determine who, first of all, is going to be doing the work, and then from that you would need to ask them how long it takes them to do each of their steps. And some of those steps are dependent on each other, so you can't really put carpet in your house until all the framing is done and you have walls in your house. So that's an example of a dependency. The next step would be then to put them in order. There's a couple different ways, but the two primary ways that I use is you can either put them in chronological order, so just from start to finish, or you can also put them in phases. So you can do planning phase, build, and then execution. And then the final step would be your implementation. So along the way, you're going to be tracking when things are completed and make sure all of your tasks are completed on time, but then you also want to monitor and make sure you're implemented, your final product or your project is done on time. So, just to paraphrase some of the key steps on how to create a project plan, you want to determine your purpose, so the who and the what, develop it, so what all the steps are included and how long they take, and put them in order, and then implement. And that could, some implementations could take just a month, some could take a few years. So it doesn't really have a set time frame either. And then for any useful templates that you might want to ever use a project plan for your personal life or your professional life, they have a bunch of them on PMI.com under their